Share screen.
Stream? Stream? It's a stream!
It's all streamy weemy.
It's the Dream Stream with the Dream Team. We're here for ice cream.
Oh.
It's the dream team.
So, where are we at in the voice roster? Who is the next person to voice a character? Because we will have a brand new character being introduced pretty soon.
Molcar, huh?
Oh, hey, it's Molcar.
Yeah, it's not a frog car.
I love these guys, and I love their bestiary entry too. Because they're like the closest thing this game has to a Tonberry.
When I first saw the mole car, I thought someone had their head stuck in the car.
It happens.
Well, I mean, it does happen.
Where are their eyes?
They're moles, they don't need eyes.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, they do not have eyes.
The eyes don't have it. Alright,
Okay.
let us greet the chat. Hello, Drakon. Hello, Justboxer. Hello, Heavenly Borks. Hello, Kyrian Emberpaw or Syrian Emberpaw. I can never remember which, even though I'm pretty sure you've told me before.
Hard to see.
First time greetings to Chester GTX. Hello, Russian Cookies. Hey, Ashley. Hello, Drifter Clops. And everybody else that I haven't seen or said hello to.
Yes, all those people.
Hello to all those people. Rick is now a sexy Arcanine girl with no pants.
Yes.
He's a buff tiger girl who will validate you.
It's true. Oh, hang on. This I like.
Wait, none of us can wear this helmet.
What? Why not?
Because it's for minors, and we're all adults.
I'm going to kill you.
Literal end of the world is a week away, and they're making jokes like that to each other. Love
That's
them.
how I'd do.
Perfect for those planning on getting hit on the head by a big rock.
Hey,
See,
Collector Canine. Hey, Zeronian.
See, now it says that, and now I kind of wish that wearing the minor helmet gave you, like, resistance to Earth-type moves.
I have approved the word lesbians for the chat. In all caps with multiple exclamation marks, the way God intended it to be said.
Yeah.
You're a little quiet, Stoker.
Sorry, what?
You're a little quiet.
Oh, it's because I'm like... It's because I was leaning way away from the microphone and my face was turned away.
That would do it.
Hey, wouldn't you know that voice acting like this is real good quality, real fine stuff right here. You gotta get all those echoes in the room. That's how you get real quality.
Are you mocking me, Miller?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Excellent. I'm glad we had that conversation.
Me
Glad
too.
we're on the same page.
Me too.
Joker, why are you like asthma guy all of a sudden?
Well,
As-
you don't think I could be asthma? You don't think I have it in me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you could, but
Give me something absolutely horrible to say in this voice, and I'll do it.
any suggestions, chat?
Yes, chat. Give me horrible
Silky,
things
moist
to say.
tenders.
Silky, moist tenders.
Nope. God, I do not. I actively do not like ASMR. I do not get those videos. It's like, I think I do have a reaction to it. It's a negative one.
Oh god, Drakon, I could never say that.
Yeah. Joker said that he would collapse into singularity or something.
I would just burst into flames, be like, ah! Like, it would be like the Wicked Witch of the West, except fire instead of water, and me instead of Margaret Hamilton, and I guess basically it would be very different.
Am I the only one that looks at this little wizard guy on the right and thinks that this has to be something from Gravity Falls? Like, it just
it
looks
has
like
the
that
look.
style.
It does
Yeah.
have the look. Yeah, I mean, it's true, Happy Tiger Snugglefur. This title is it draws you in.
And if the game doesn't, then the train will drag you in.
Oh, whenever I finish Roo Croo Bingo sheet, I'm gonna put Train Going by Stoker as one of the things.
You,
Cause I'm a
you little
jerk.
hoochie. Okay, so like, no, seriously. People tend to talk about like funny Square Enix translation lines, like "Son of a Submariner" and "You Spoony Bard," but like, there's this non-Square Enix RPG that I love very, very much called Lufia 2: Rise of the Sinistrals. That's its American name, at least. That was one of the last RPGs ever released for the SNES. And it has a line right at the end that, it's supposed to be a super dramatic confrontation with the final boss when you're beating him, and, like, it's so ridiculous, it just bleeds all the tension out of the scene, because he's just like, you little hoochies!
I honestly forgot about that line.
You little hoochies.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, good. Boxer clipped silk moisty tendy. Boxer clipped it.
Moisty, toisty, silky, floisty. Anyway.
Silky, moisty, foisty, hendies.
I forgot to say supple.
Oh, and Drifter Clops has something they want me to say, ASMR style.
Oh god, no.
Sorry, I had to look back at the chat to make sure I get it right.
I shall rend the flesh from your bones and dip my bread in your blood.
And then I'll get mean.
Yeah.
I mean, don't we all do that every Sunday? Eat the blood and the flesh of the Christ? Because this is a Christian stream. We're good Christian people doing good Christian things.
Wow.
It's always one of those things where it's like, if you look at it, you're just like, no, somebody made that up. The most popular religion in the world does not involve consuming the blood and flesh of their sacrificed, like, most famous figure.
You mean the founder, the central deity? So like it's
The
kind of funny.
The central mortal of the religion. I'll say that.
I mean, that's the thing. He's not considered mortal.
I don't know.
But anyway, that's getting into theology. But it is kind of funny because early on, the Romans and some other people who didn't like Christians early on did in fact hear about the communion ritual and misinterpret it and accused Christians of being cannibals because they were like, they're eating flesh and drinking blood.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Not understanding that there was a bit of a symbolism going on here.
Ah, Starfruit.
Sorian says, yeah, eat the flesh of a reanimated carpenter.
Yes,
Oh,
there's
that's
actually
a
a mimic. I wondered when this was going to happen.
Yep,
Oh,
we finally
I
got
haven't
a
seen
mimic.
this.
Look at that mimic. I love how cute this mimic is.
That mimic said ooh.
That mimic looks like it's about to, like, be on Pop Team Epic and give you the most epic burn ever, and you're just going to be depressed for a week because of it.
Speaking of burns, yes, they are weak to fire.
This mimic is just basically saying, yeah.
That's so D&D. The mimics from Dark Souls are the ones that I always think of when you talk about D&D mimics. Like, I can't imagine anything else. The ones in, like, the Dark Souls games are so fucking creepy.
Here's just can we keep it and make it the party mascot?
God, yeah, I would. Also, damn, your MP is low.
Yep.
Well, you have the magical girl thing on Melody, right?
Nope.
One of the auras is spend 4 superpower things to give everybody 60 mana.
I said no.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
He switched it out for something else. I forget what he put on her.
I put Chronomancer on her.
Ah, okay.
And you wonder why the world's losing mana. No.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I decided that chiptunes are the best thing to listen to for this game. I mean, if you if you can't hear the game audio,
Mm-hmm.
it just feels right.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're something in your face.
No, Stoker, say it in the voice.
Yeah, she also can't do the paladin MP healing move right now until she's
yes, that's right.
recovered from her, her stuff that she's going through.
It's permanent. They're never going to get back together. It's going to be like this forever. Stoker, stop smiling!
How rude.
Zeronian says the worst mimics are the FF12 mimics because they are too shiny for the area they are in. See what those look like. Those don't even look like mimics. They look like bugs or something.
Well, it's dead.
Can't wait to read the bestiary on this one.
Lucky coin. Doubles the amount of gold received from battles. Okay, let's put Magical Girl back in here.
Profit.
Yeah, Magical Girl is honestly just the best spellbook for Melody.
That fits.
Which direction now?
I think northwest? I don't remember. Have you seen what's to the northeast?
I guess it's over here. Yeah, here it is.
Aha! A thing. Alright, here we go. Whose turn was it next again?
So I think it's... It might be me?
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what the last character I took is. Don't know. Alright.
This must be the place.
Do you know anything about Zinnia, Jody?
Not much. Faith's brought up having a mentor named Zinnia a few times, but we've never met. And I don't think she uses social media. Faith's a good judge of character, though. Any friend of hers is a friend of mine.
Yellow?
Hi? Is Zinnia home?
You're speaking to her? Oh, where are my manners? You must be Faith's friends. Hold on just a sec. Ah, there we go. Sorry for starting like that. I was just stretching. I get all stiff if I don't morph back to my full size every now and again. I also forget sometimes that most folks don't run into dragons every day.
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, come in, come in. It's chilly out here. I'll make us some tea to warm up. Oh my god, now I'm just imagining what the perfect voice for her would be. It would be Zeneva from Spirited Away. Come,
Yeah.
come. Don't dawdle in the doorway.
We probably should track dirt all over this handmade dragon-sized quilt.
Well, this is, without a doubt, the biggest alarm clock I've ever seen.
Whoa, look at the size of this pillow. It's as big as a bed.
I want you all to know that I'm extremely tempted to try sleeping on that thing, but I'm gonna behave myself instead.
You behave?
Wow, this couch looks really comfortable. Should we take a short rest here?
Yeah, sure.
Sure, why not?
Just ignore the friend that you're the person who's waiting for you to talk to them.
Nice to meet you, Zinnia. My name's Jody, and this is...
Oh, there's no need for introductions. Faye's told me all about you four over the years. Especially you, Jody. Hope you realize how crazy she is about you. Tea, anyone?
Oh, the tea would also have recovered your HP and MP. Oh well.
I know you're here on a mission, but we don't need to rush. I don't get to meet new people often these days.
So you're Faith's mentor?
That I am. GC, if you want to mute yourself when you're not talking, because we're getting an echo otherwise.
I'm not talking.
No, you're not, but we're doubling through you.
Yeah, we're picking up your audio.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
That I am. I've tutored many a guardian over the years, and Faith's the latest. I don't come across bright young spellcasters like her often, though. She's really something special. Wait, we didn't get a new we don't get a new guardian all that often. How old are you exactly?
Allison, it's rude to...
Oh, about 1,000, give or take. Dragons live a long time. Wow, you don't look a day over 800. Ha, I like this one. You must be Allison. And that would make you Melody.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
I hear you started training as a healer recently. And on a team with your girlfriend, no less. How's that going?
It's going.
I see. And you must be Claire.
Yeah, I bet Faith's told you all about me.
She has. She tells me you're very passionate about your magic studies, and you're always trying to challenge yourself.
It's one way of putting it.
You remind me of someone I knew a long time ago, actually. She was a great witch herself. Anyway, we gotta get down to business in a moment. For now, make yourselves at home.
Which means poke around and examine all her stuff for quirky dialogue.
No, Jada Wolf, I'm not doing Godfrey for Zinnia. Good God.
Welcome to my lair!
Zinnia, who's this giraffe you have all these photos of?
I think I've seen them in Greenridge before. Funny that they look just like you, though.
That's because it is me. Wait, what? How many forms do you have? Enough to suit my needs? Shapeshifting is a natural ability all dragons are born with. We tend to stand out at our full size, and that's not always desirable. Most of the time I use this form, but in public I'll often go giraffe mode just so I can blend in with the beast folk. Why not just go like this? I have my reasons. Again, I'd rather not stand out, and you don't see dragons every day here in the Beast Kingdom.
Hold on! I totally waited on you in giraffe form at Piggledy's once.
That you did. I do try to drop by Greenridge from time to time so I don't become a total hermit.
I probably should have known something was up when you tipped with 900-year-old gold coins.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah. Sweet record player. I wish our guild HQ was half as cool as this place.
Well, you four are always welcome to visit. You might want to be careful about making offers like that to Claire. Just ask our local librarian.
Oh, wow. One of Faith's paintings. Cool to see one of these out in the wild.
That was a solstice gift. The Faith thought it'd be nice to do a little exchange. In return, I made her a sweater.
So that's where she got that holiday sweater from. I didn't think it was her style. Not that I think it's tacky or anything.
Oh, you don't have to sugarcoat it. Those things are supposed to be tacky. That's half the fun. Wow, sick DVD library, Zinnia. You a big movie buff? Oh, I don't know if I'm an expert, but I do have a nice little collection. As you can imagine, living for centuries and centuries gives you a lot of time to kill. Books are great and all, but I was so excited when home video became a thing. I just started grabbing all sorts of stuff so I'd have things to watch. I'm also kind of a sucker for cheesy romance, so I snatch up so many box sets of all those long sitcoms and soap operas. Admittedly, streaming has made these kind of useless. No way, a nice collection is still a nice collection.
Physical media is still king. Warner Brothers can't take your frickin' DVDs and Blu-rays offline, so they don't have to pay royalties anymore, canceling shows left and right. Anyway.
Almost backstory tells how you really feel.
This is a really solid collection of magic books, but I feel like I'm desensitized after seeing the library in the Guardian's vault.
Faith let you into the vault?
Not voluntarily.
I'm not sure that even making it into the top 10 weirdest things that have happened to us this week.
Yeah, it's funny to think about the fact that all the events of this game take place within a week. Wow, you have a lot of magic degrees. Are most of these honorary or something?
Oh no, they're all real. But that's not too hard when you've been alive for 1,000 years. I like to keep my magic knowledge up to date, so every couple decades or so, I'll enroll at a different magic school to see what's new in academia. Naturally, though, I'll go in disguise to get the genuine experience. I don't want any special treatment. What if you make friends with your classmates, though? Does living a double life ever get in the way? Oh, if I end up making any new friends, I just let them know the truth after graduation. The look on their face is always priceless when they find out I've been a giant dragon the whole time.
I think we can all relate to that.
I don't think you have any business in my bedroom.
Oh, my bad.
Wait, this place has a bedroom?
Had a bedroom. Read that again, Miller.
Can it be has? A has would be
No,
more correct.
because we passed a giant quilt and pillow in the entryway.
Wait, this place had a bedroom?
Try again.
Do it again until you get it right.
Got it. Rick is my voice coach now, apparently.
Rick, he's Stanley Koob, Rick.
It's, wait, this place had a bedroom.
Wait, this place had a bedroom? I thought
No.
you slipped out by the front door.
Again!
Oh no, that's just where I go when I want to laze about in my natural form. It's the only part of the cave where a full-size dragon will fit. But most days I just like to stay like this, so I have a regular bedroom too.
Also, can we all appreciate what a good boy I was for not saying something when she was like, I don't know what business you'd have in my bedroom, because I was thinking something.
You feel your eyebrows waggling.
You could see that room later. I still need to make some preparations.
Can we see the bedroom later too?
Down, boy.
No, never. Do you think, like, she actually has electricity for her fridge and all this other stuff, or is it just magic? Like, do you think this place is wired up, or is it just magic?
Ready to get down to business? To defeat the Huns?
Yeah.
Anything I missed? Going in here?
The correct answer still is a wizard did it.
Yeah, you know what, you're right.
I mean, she's literally sitting right there. Now then, let's get down to it. You know what? I'm just realizing. You know what? Never mind. Faith told me there's a situation you need help with, but she didn't give me many specifics. She just said my knowledge of ancient magic would help.
Right. It's, well, it's a pretty extraordinary situation.
I imagine. Faith doesn't need me to get involved often. Don't worry about me, though. I'm still spry by dragon standards. I've hardly aged a day since I hit 30.
Man, where to even begin? Okay, I'll just rip the bandage off. We're here to ask if you can help fight the goddess of magic.
Sorry, I must have misheard you. One more time?
We've been challenged to a fight by the goddess of magic. You probably know her as Fortuna, but her name is really Verena.
This can't be.
I know. We're sorry. It is a lot to ask of someone.
No. I don't think you understand. I knew Verena.
What?
Are you sure it was her? Describe her. Well, she had long purple hair that kind of sparkles, and... It is her! God, I wish Faith had been more specific in her letter. I guess she had no way of knowing the details, though. That's a part of my past I've tried my best to bury. I just don't understand. Verena's back? After all this time? How? And she's threatening Greenridge?
The party shows the details of what's happened so far with Zinnia.
I see. So she wants her magic back. Do you have any idea why she might feel that way? I do. Look, this won't be easy for me, but I have some things to explain.
Thousands of years ago.
There was a man, there was a dragon!
I mean, you're not far off. A little over 1,000 years ago, long before Greenridge was founded, I lived here on the Sapphire Islands. There weren't many people here at the time, and I enjoyed the peace and quiet. I had a humble life, living off the land. Then one day, out of nowhere, Verena appeared.
I'll be right back.
I was very shy back then in general, but I was especially shocked by Verena.
Can we appreciate this drawing of Zinnia right here for a moment? Can we just appreciate that face and agree that this is perhaps the best drawing of a dragon ever committed?
Close.
It's in the top 5.
I'll give you that. I had never seen a human before, for one thing. But even though she had never met a dragon before, she didn't look at me like I was a monster. And more importantly, she could do magic.
You mean you couldn't? Even as a dragon?
No! We dragons may be special, but we're still technically mortal. And sorcery was the art of the gods back then. I could naturally shapeshift and breathe fire like any dragon can, but I couldn't cast spells.
Yeah, just natural shapeshifting. Nothing magical about it.
Verena says she'd been to many worlds and seen many types of magic. She was as surprised as you are that I couldn't do any. Reverie was a world full of magic, she said. Every plant, every animal, everything, down to the smallest pebble. I asked her if she could teach me a spell or two. She thought it could be dangerous. She needed a place to stay, so she stayed here with me. I kept asking if she'd teach me magic. Eventually, I wore her down. She realized, though, that I didn't have enough mana to cast spells. So, to help me, she performed a little ritual to boost my mana levels. I'm pretty sure that made me the first mortal spellcaster in the history of Reverie. I was far from the last, though. Word got out that Verena was able to teach mortals how to cast spells, and it didn't take long for people to start lining up to ask for lessons. Everything felt like it moved so quickly over the next few years. Verena built a tower to call her home. Then we built a small magic school to the north and south and started taking on students. I had picked up on Verena's lessons pretty quickly, so I helped her out with the teachings. But before long, a rumor started spreading. People started calling her the goddess of magic. So wait, is Verena a goddess or not? There's a reason people call her that. Whether or not she's one of the original gods of reverie, she's as powerful as one. She's not to be taken lightly.
Jonas isn't here.
Oh shoot, Jonas is AFK.
DC,
Do we want to wait for... Huh?
DC, take over.
Very well.
Where's GC?
You're muted, GC.
GC, are you here?
Hello?
Hello. Until Jonas comes back, you're the new Jody.
Okay. There's something I don't understand, though. It sounds like Verena was getting along so well in Reverie. So, what happened? Why is she looking for revenge and trying to take away our magic?
Back, sorry.
Welcome back. You missed
Verena-
everything. All the revelations, all the plot. It was beautiful. I cried.
Verena didn't leave by choice. There was an incident. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you more, but it's a particularly painful memory for me. One I've spent the better part of 1,000 years repressing. I don't know what's happened to her in the centuries since then, and I have no idea who this Javas character she's traveling with is. But that incident 1,000 years ago is definitely why she's so bitter about Reverie. And it's also why I can't face her. Everything that happened, it was all my fault. Meeting Verena was one of the best things that ever happened to me, but to her, meeting me and giving me magic only caused her pain. I could try, but I'm sure it would only make things worse. She has every right to be mad at me after the hell she's been through. And even if that wasn't the case, Verena was... She was a dear friend of mine. I could never fight her. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know you came here looking for my help with this, but this is a battle I can't fight for you. I can't apologize enough for being unable to help with Verena, but... Well, Faith also told me in her letter that you four needed guidance. And I've never been one to turn down a pupil in need. I can see for myself what she meant by that. You seem... lost. So I'd like to propose a little special training. It's the least I can do after you came all the way out here.
Sorry, but I don't know if all the training in the world could help us face Verena.
I know. But whatever your roles are in all this, I don't think you're ready just yet. Physically or mentally. And, well, in times when I feel powerless, I try to focus on the things I can do instead of what I can't. And what I can do is teach. I mean, sure, I guess. Not like we've got any better ideas, right?
Sure.
Fine.
I'm in, I suppose.
Excellent.
Excellent. Oh, sorry.
As a little warm-up, I'm running low on the special dragon berries I use to make my dragonberry tea. You four can help me gather some in the mountains while I make some preparations back here. Let's try to turn this visit into a productive one, in spite of everything else. I'll meet you in my backyard whenever you're ready to head out.
The ultimate training was a French course all along.
Incidentally, notice anything familiar about the staff she's holding? Just saying.
Oh,
Yes. Go out back.
Jeez, it's freezing out here. How's it this cold in the middle of summer? We are high up in the mountains. But also the climate in certain areas of the island is dedicated more by magic than by the seasons. Free and I may have had a hand in that.
Okay, hold on. We prepped for this. Everyone hold still for a second. Cute winter outfits!
Much better.
Jody, I told you to pick a cold weather outfit.
Oh,
Jonas?
I'm fine. I'm fine. It's not that cold.
It's literally snowing.
Relax, I've dealt with worse. You have any idea how cold Brightport gets in the winter?
Fine, fine. Well, let's head out.
Right. First, I think it'd be best if you split off into pairs. Really? Okay, well then Melody and I will... I'm the teacher here. Allow me to make the teams. I sense some tension in the group. You've all been under a lot of pressure lately, and I think you could use some room to breathe. Perhaps some time apart in this little wilderness sabbatical will allow you to see things from a different perspective. Allison, you should go with Jody. And Melody will go with Claire. Divide up your equipment if you need to, then let me know when you're ready to go.
Incidentally, I do believe that this was the part that in stream they mentioned you should have, like, a decent amount of healing stuff for, because Melody will not be available to half the party.
Yeah.
Right. So I actually wasn't hard for me, but that's mostly because I gave Jody the Bard spellbook, and that comes with an AoE heal.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it wasn't super hard for me either, but it was also because I was flush with cash and just bought a ton of healing shit.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I would do too.
Also, I think I was probably pretty seriously over-leveled at this point. I was pretty near the cap.
Still don't know. What is the cap again? Still haven't reached it.
Level 30. That's the cap for this game.
Alright, I think I'm at like 29.
Then you haven't reached the cap yet, but you're close.
Close.
It says these are physical. Nothing I need to do. Miller?
Hold on. Ready to split up? Remember, it's Allison with Jody, Melody with Claire. You're also going to be out there for a while, so make sure, absolutely sure you got everything you need. If you get hurt, just come back to my place. Ready to split up? Remember, it's out. That stuff.
All that stuff.
Catsnock says, okay, I'm entering just about around the middle of the game. What's it about? Well, it's about lesbians who are animals, and we're playing an RPG.
I mean, yes, there is, of course, a bit more to it, but, you know,
Of course.
Lesbians gotta save the world.
So, hey.
If you really, really want to know what it's all about, everybody's basically an XP for a My Little Pony character.
You've been awful quiet lately.
I'm a pretty quiet person.
Maybe, but not like this. You've barely said a thing all day. Are you doing okay?
What?
Look, I know something happened with you and Allison. You can talk to me about it if you want. Are you, like, cool with acting like... with Allison acting like nothing's wrong between you two?
Should I not be?
You tell me.
No, I don't want my girlfriend to sulk. I don't want to bring the whole team down with me. rather just focus on the mission and try to make myself useful here. Besides, Allison's going through her own crap right now. Just better at hiding it around you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to prod. Let's just look for more berries. Oh, bury me not. Sorry.
Oh,
Hell yeah!
Bushy-tailed bandit
wow.
EX. He has a little scarf and a little hat on.
no. He's
Keeps
a
him
Christmas.
warm while he's stabbing you.
Yeah, he's a Christmas killer.
Here, got a knife. Oh wow. Yeah, there's
There we go. For people who are watching the VOD, I'll say it out loud. Because chat's asking for a summary of the story. Melody and Allison got magic to join a guild with their friends. Claire, the guild leader in which, wants to train them by creating a dungeon. That dungeon accidentally invites an invading magical force. That invading magical force is headed by the goddess of magic, who's been gone 1,000 years. She has now challenged us to a duel in 1 week, and if we lose, she will take everyone's magic back and reset the world.
And I added, also there's a guy with a VHS tape for a head.
Sure, he's also there.
I mean, he's kind of important.
He is, but he gets more important later. Ray says, I like how all the disses have hats and scarves now.
Yeah, it keeps them warm.
This was revenge for all the kind of rewind. Be well there. Yeah.
I can tell you what happened if you still want to know.
Of course. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, but...
No, I don't mind. Allison said she wanted to quit.
Oh. Does she... Hang on.
Does she still want to quit?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess I can't blame her if she thinks she won't stand a chance against Verena. I'm not sure anyone would.
It's not that, it's me. I know she wouldn't feel this way if it wasn't for me. Holding her back. She wanted to let you and Jody go on ahead to Greenridge without us when leaving the desert too. She had her doubts about me, and they were all confirmed by that stupid breakdown I had.
Doesn't sound like the Allison I know. She always seemed like her biggest cheerleader to... Sorry, I'm just rubbing salt into the wounds. If there's anyone you could be mad at, it's me. Don't blame Allison.
Just keep going.
I'm back, sorry about that.
Look, it's Dis and Ray. Ray, we need a biblically accurate version of your character now that has no face but an eye between their antlers. Also, I like the pattern both of them have. It's is it dithering? Or is it hatching?
Halftone.
Halftone. Thank you. I don't know all the terms for printer patterns or whatever. Yeah, the creature designs in this game are really good.
Very strong Undertale vibe with some of them. Not all of them, but definitely with some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad team. Oh,
Yeah, I'm back. Oh, you didn't get the mole car one. Well, you'll get it later.
Super warm scarf. Protects user from freezing status effects, also extremely cozy. That was
Oh
definitely
boy,
a
I
fail.
hope you like sliding puzzles.
I love sliding puzzles.
I mean, these aren't, like, terribly difficult. It's simple. The way you do it is you just do it the right way. If you do it the wrong
Exactly.
way, it won't work.
Yeah, you go down on that one, and then left on that one, and then down on that one, and then right on that one.
Oh, right here. Okay.
You put your right foot. There you go.
Yeah.
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 See, that's the kind of level of hints I give. I gave you the right directions, but I just kept saying that one as if it was going to help.
See, I told you these aren't terribly difficult.
You get lost around here.
Yeah, you can.
So happy they added more maps. It was one of the things I realized pretty quickly. I'm just like, oh god, I'm not the kind of person who sits there and like makes maps by hand. How am I gonna do this? And then they updated it, so they added maps.
Oh, there's a note from Zinnia in here. You're doing great. Here's a little something to keep you going. Z. Thoughtful of her.
What do you think of Zinnia?
Huh? Oh, she's great. I know I've been distracted, but I do appreciate her help.
I can't believe she's still so willing to help us after the bomb we dropped on her. I'd probably be a total wreck in her shoes. Also, like, her shoes would be way too big for me because she's a dragon.
Everyone copes with hardship in different ways. I guess Zinnia tries to redirect her energy towards helping people.
Also, like, the monster skating on the ice is really fun.
What about you?
Huh?
You asked about me earlier, but how are you holding up?
Oh, terrible. But what else is new?
Well, thanks for caring about my well-being, at least.
You don't have to patronize me. I know this mess I got us all into blows. You have every right to be mad at me.
No, I meant it.
Oh, well, thank you, I guess.
Casually slide across the ice.
And now you can go straight back to the beginning.
Yeah, you also want to...
Oh, shit, you want to flip that lever.
So you have the option to change direction on this piece of ice if you want to.
Oh, okay. I can go north.
So now you want to go...
There's a path north here. There you go.
Yeah.
This was actually mimicked. Okay.
Why, hello.
Wow, how did I not run into any of these mimics?
You guys
Oh,
really
God,
look
sorry.
like you're going through some stuff right now. It kind of makes things awkward. I think I'm just gonna leave you alone. Okay. Bye.
Aw.
Fun fact, that was the first mimic I ran into.
Oh.
I'll consider it.
That's a very Undertale thing.
It really is. I love it, though.
Yeah, have the mimic look at you and be like, oh, I see you're having a not great day. I'm just gonna go.
So you had a bad day.
Ray says, when's the Mimic West form?
That would be weird because, like, would it be like a chest-shaped West, or would it be like a treasure chest with West expression?
So, I do want to point out that you did pass up a bush a few screens ago.
Wait, did? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
I'm pretty sure I saw that.
I had to
So
backtrack a couple of
keep-
times in this one. I
Keep going
couldn't.
south. It's down there.
I had no idea which.
It's okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of how. I love these guys.
Bat Snowman
Sorry, I had a moment. You know how I am.
or Snow Batman.
Oh, Batman. Oh, Snow Batman.
Where's the Joker?
Jiggle, jiggle.
Did you say jiggle jiggle?
I said jingle jingle.
Okay,
Jiggle
that's
bell.
not what I heard.
Oh my god, not the suppository again.
No, what?
Jiggle bells. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle all the way.
Chico bells.
Reno says Mimic West looks like a normal West, but when he talks, his entire middle opens as a mouth. Fund it. I'm here for that.
Shh. Like, I'm trying to think. I guess you could do that with how the avatar system works.
You can do anything with the power of your imagination. And this spell book I found.
Weapons! Horrible, horrible weapons!
Horrible, horrible weapons!
His pouch is his mouth? Ugh, I don't like that.
Oh my god, that would be so weird.
It's got like a super long tongue.
I don't like kangaroo dentata. Marsupial dentata.
It's got like a Gene Simmons tongue.
Oh, fantastic.
It just shows up behind one of the other Wests and just eats him and then takes his place.
I mean, see, you say, well, now I want to see, like, Spencer do that when he's in monster form or something. Something weird with that. Or
I
just
think
goes
it's very
real
weird,
Cronenberg.
I still have no idea where, what, exactly, what direction some of the monsters are gonna go, but I do
Yeah.
think it. So.
Oh god,
Yes.
please get weird with it, Rick.
You showed one demoness that looked real freaky, and I'm just like, okay, but yeah, what about like the Dogman when they go full monster? How
Okay.
weird could they get?
Okay, listen. I know that someone's gonna request people bop me for this, but I know you said demoness, but I heard that as demon
Stoker.
ass, and then
God
the
damn
very
it.
next thing you were like, I know, but
Oh, Kerr.
Stoker.
He knows what.
what?
Everybody
your
but
mind-
Stoker.
Okay. Get your mind out of the butt.
Never. It's my home.
Get your mind out of the behind.
I think I can already smell the next dragonberry bush.
Really? From this distance?
It's a pretty strong smell. Can't smell anything?
Nope.
Ah. Guess that's a perk of being a fox.
You're just full of surprises, huh, Melody?
It doesn't have any in-game effect, though. Ever.
We have it, yeah. It's a nice bit of world building that it's like the certain level of furry where they do have sort of like race bonuses or something.
That's Forrest.
That's Forrest Gump.
Mom always said I'd make a good wolf.
God. This is my persona. I think someone's drawn that. I feel like someone's drawn that at some point. I feel like I saw that on the VCL or someplace a million years ago.
I like I said, I really... Okay, here we go. There you
Cryptic.
It's the
eyes.
who is the one that said that? That it's like I think that's just what
Mitch Hedberg was the one who said that.
That's just what Bigfoot looks like. He's just blurry in real life.
It's not the photographer's fault. I think he's just blurry. The bestiary entry for this one is fun too.
Love it.
Inferno. Yay.
With or without the
Inferno.
disco.
Mona's notes. Is this really the best picture we could get? Bear's notes. That's just what it looks like. Mona's addendum. Please stop tainting this bestiary with lies.
He is just really blurry. Which scares me more because there is an out-of-focus monster roaming around the woods.
That boy needs someone to come in and give him some focus in his life.
That boy needs therapy.
I should try to enjoy this little trip while I can, I guess. I always like the snow. Something calming about it.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's nice.
Ben and I used to have a lot of fun. Go sledding a lot. And she'd throw snowballs at her. Do weather like this.
Maybe. I'm kind of having fun on the ice, personally. Wish we brought skates.
You can skate?
I skated a lot as a kid. Lots of good places to skate in Brightport in the winter, and it gave me a reason to get out of the house.
I was always too scared and clumsy to learn.
Well, you don't seem scared of the ice now.
I guess not, huh? Oh, one more batch of berries should be it. Let's look for that, then head back.
Oh, that's the last bush. Here, I'll go grab that.
Oh, sure. I said off screen.
Ow, crap!
Claire? What happened? Are you okay?
There was a root or something buried under the snow and I tripped. I think I twisted my ankle really bad. It might be sprained. God, what a stupid accident. We make it through all these battles with monsters, and this is what gets me. Figures.
Okay.
You sure?
Take a little while since it's a certain. Yeah, this is the kind of thing I studied for.
Okay. Thanks, Melody. God, your mood was actually starting to improve, and I had to go and ruin it like always.
Don't worry.
I'm sorry for all this.
What?
Everything. You and Allison and Jody and Faith are all risking your lives to help fix my mistakes, and I'm hardly even grateful. I rushed you and Allison into this guild crap because I thought it would be a good experience. And look where we are now. This guild even managed to drive a wedge between you and Allison. If we even make it out of this, then I don't blame you if you want to quit.
It'd be hard for me to talk to you because, I mean, it can be hard for me to talk to most. It can be intense, and sometimes you leave. You've also done some. Gave me my magic. I don't think you would have bothered if you. You really are one of my best friends.
God, you're so nice, like, all the time. I summoned some sort of glitch apocalypse and you're still not mad at me. This would be easier if you were all mad at me, you know. Just get it over with. You all still have this misguided trust in me when I deserve to get chewed out. I don't know how I tricked you into believing in me. It's just gonna make it sting harder when I fail.
Do you need to be mad at you?
No, forget it.
I mean, I don't know if I'm as nice as you think I am down. I'm not pleased about the situation we're in. Doesn't mean we aren't friends.
Rick, chat's saying you're getting real quiet.
Am I getting quiet?
Weird.
I don't know. I soon just boost yourself in OBS and that should help.
Boosting it. Boosting. Boosting another 2 decibels.
New boot boosting.
Okay.
Have I ever told you much about my life back home?
A little, but not much. Why?
I didn't really have many friends growing up in Brightport, and my family always treated me like garbage. Jody was all I had. But then Jody graduated and moved away, and finishing high school as a closeted trans girl with no friends was, terrible. Then I didn't have the grades or money to go to a good sorcerer's college. After high school, I was just suffocated. I had to do something fast to keep my life from going completely off the rails. Sometimes I feel like my life's just barely begun. Like everyone else got an 18-year head start that's already too late for me to catch up. As soon as I could, I got away from my family and moved in with Jody. She was the only person who made me feel safe. I figured I'd just room with her, get a crappy job in Greenridge to help pay the bills, and start studying magic on my own. I didn't know if any part of that plan would work out. But you and Allison and Beverly and everyone else have done nothing but try to make me feel welcome here, even when I've been a careless jerk. Which is often, let's be real. Even Faith. She cuts me so much slack. I thought I had the perfect opportunity to make something of myself here, and I didn't want to waste it. That's why I rushed everyone into this whole guild thing. And why I pushed myself so hard with magic. It just really bit me in the ass this time. Plus, I know we don't talk that much, but you're the only other trans girl I've ever really been friends with in real life. You've always been really supportive, and I don't know if I've made it clear how much that means to me.
Gotta look out for each other. If we don't, then who will?
Hey, sorry it took the apocalypse for me to say I care about you, Melody.
If we make it through this, we can hang out more. No, under less dire circumstances. Also, your leg probably finished in about a minute.
Oh! Yeah, it does feel better. Thank you.
You know, this might sound absurd, but I think this little outing has given me an...
What kind of idea?
Come on, I'll tell you on the way back to Zinnia. Short time earlier.
And meanwhile, with the other half of the party...
Yes, Cat Snack, they're both trans girls.
Yes.
That is
Hey.
correct.
You think we should taste test these to make sure they're ripe?
They look ripe to me.
Oh, so you're an expert on magical fruits now, huh?
I mean, I definitely know more about food than you. We both know I'm a better cook.
Okay, I just wanted to see what they taste like. I've never had dragonberries before. They're rare.
We literally just had dragonberry tea with Zinnia.
Yeah, but the raw berries are a whole different experience. It's all about the mouthfeel.
Fine, just one can't hurt, I guess.
It tastes like the tea we just had.
You don't say.
Guess there isn't much of a mouthfeel. Berry.
And single berry.
Oh, the single berries. Oh, okay.
Or wackoberries, or dragonberries, or...
On the next episode of Dragonberry Z.
Vegito berry.
Now it's actually a puzzle.
Yeah,
So now we have
they let
mechanics.
Claire and Melody have easy mode, and then they put the tricksy stuff for these two.
Tricksy hobbits.
The great and powerful Trixie!
No, that's Paula.
Oh god.
Maybe.
It is Paula, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I think it might be. I'm not 100% sure on who Trixie's supposed to be.
Nah, I think you nail it.
I wish I remember Horse RPG better, but I don't.
Well, you remember it better than I do, because I didn't play it.
I watched a little bit of My Little Ponies when it first came out, but Trixie, I'm pretty sure, was more self-centered.
I mean, Paula is self-centered. She's one of our antagonists.
Right, but she basically, it feels like she's deliberately antagonized Allison. She didn't really, well, actually, now that I think about it, Twilight Sparkle, but that was only because
Paula hasn't explained what her motivations are yet.
I think Paula is Gilda. Paula is Gilda would make more sense, I think.
Yeah, okay, you got me there.
Again, like I said, there is a pile of frenemies in that show, and I don't know where all of them fit in the original RPG. No, you almost had it. Also, yeah, I would not be surprised if Trixie would be a character that Ponent would latch onto pretty quickly, especially since a lot of the fan-ins surrounding Trixie is that she's trans. Seems like an easy
I
one to
had no
include.
idea that was the Trixie fandom thing.
Mhm. There's something... There's like one tiny hint and one thing that one person who worked on the show said, and everyone latched onto it. Jeez, you think Zinnia has to go through all this every time she wants some dragonberries?
mean, she probably flies all over all this, right? She has wings.
Oh yeah, probably. I wanted to ask if she can really fly, but I figured that might be rude. But asking her age was totally not an issue at all. Or no, now I'm remembering what it was. It's because Trixie is the one female pony who isn't drawn with eyelashes. And there's another thing. There's another thing with, I think, how her mouth is drawn, that only the male ponies get that style of muzzle. And everyone's just like,
Okay.
Well, headcanons have been based on much flimsier evidence than that before, so...
God, there was so much headcanon in that show.
Like, yeah, there was so much headcanon that it gave me a headache because it kept going off.
Didn't even break a sweat. Hey, can't have too many of those. Same as I saw the Weird Al episode.
Looks just
the
like
Weird Al episode is good.
I used to have cheese sandwich as my profile on Steam.
Nice.
There's my profile picture. Also, I love that episode because Pinky just breaks out into singing in Spanish in one part. And it's just like, yep, she's like mixed heritage apparently or something. It's like, all right.
Probably they had William Shatner in one episode.
Oh, there were 2 Weird Al episodes? Oh, I guess I must have only seen the first one. I dropped off after like season 4. I did not see the end of it, and I did not see like Twilight Make the School or whatever. I think after what was his name? The big red centaur who was in the original like G1.
Oh, freaking T-Rex.
Yeah, I think after that I was like done. I was like, that's a good finale for me. That could be a series finale.
I kind of checked out after season 3, and I saw a little bit of, I think, like season 8, because Stokes and I know someone who worked on it. But yeah.
We get dropped off around season 3 as well.
Like Discord being a villain. Discord being a villain is not really a spoiler. That's just like a character trait. Like I don't think it's a surprise that he's a villain.
Yeah,
It's not like he's like not a villain for the first 90%. It's like literally your first introduction of him is it's like, yeah, this guy was terrible and awful, and so we locked him in stone. And then he gets unlocked from the stone, and then oh boy, he's terrible and awful. Who'd have thunk?
And then he's nice again.
Yeah, he had he's one of those cartoon villains who had a redemption arc that skipped the arc part.
Mm-hmm.
He basically, I think the last I remember, he basically lives with Fluttershy now.
Well, they're like,
I mean, he spends a lot of time there. He just kind of like pops in and out.
Didn't they basically end up dating?
I mean, that's like a fan thing.
That's the fan thing, is that they're involved.
Yeah.
Because of course you can't have 2 people. Yeah, can't have 2 people living in the same building and not have them be in a relationship. That's against our Christian morals.
And this is a Christian Minecraft server.
This is a Christian Minecraft server. Hallelujah, praise Jesus, and love whoever you want to.
I can get behind that.
You ever seen that ad that was like, accept Jesus in your life and get a free PS2? Details below.
I haven't seen that, but that strikes me very much as a parody thing.
Oh, have you not seen any like youth pastors try to get into like Fortnite or Roblox stuff?
Yeah,
Oh
but,
my
like,
god,
I
it's the
mean-
fucking cringiest thing ever.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some shit, let me tell you.
I love that Epic is literally in court right now having to say, that's not really a game that's advertised to children. And then you have youth pastors that are literally trying to get children to join their religious cults.
It's just how it happens, you know. It's just a thing.
Says, God needs to have me have next-gen systems. God requires you to play Jack and Daxter. Get a PS2 now.
Get on God's level.
Scrub.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, unrelated, I drew Zinnia. You know, I'll put it in the chat just a second.
Please do. I gotta see this. Do you see what I mean? She's adorable. I love Zinnia so much.
Here, let me also post.
Oh my god, I love her.
Here, there we go.
Oh, good. You did the tea thing.
I thought the tea thing was cute.
Discord is voiced by John Delancey, and he's literally just playing Q again. Like, it's the same exact chord. In fact, they've made explicit jokes in the show about Discord being like Q.
I mean, he snaps his fingers.
He snaps his fingers, he's made
that's
references.
Something that only Q ever does, is snap his fingers.
Yeah, no one else does that.
But I think they've made other little jokes.
I'm
trying to remember if they...
It's wearing a hat and a scarf. How does that make it an EX variant? Jody's notes. We don't make the classification rules, Mona. We just follow them.
She's got a point.
Man, these monster attacks sure do sting when Melody's not around to heal them.
You're telling me. Hey, speaking of Melody, did something happen with you two?
Don't worry about it.
Easier said than done. You two went from hopeless puppy love to not even speaking to each other overnight.
Yeah, okay. We had a fight. Barely even a fight. We raised our voices, and I said some stupid crap in a moment of weakness, and it just made Melody feel bad. And when I realized what I'd done, it was too late.
What kind of stupid crap?
Like, how I was thinking about quitting, and how I didn't think we should be the ones to face Verena.
I mean, we can't face Verena.
I know, that's not the point. I was just worried I pushed her too hard. Joining this guild, getting magic, quitting my job. I've been stupid. I hate seeing her like this. She's had multiple breakdowns this week, and I feel like I pushed her there by roping her into all this. The way she talks about herself sometimes, wanting to make herself useful, not wanting to seem weak. That kind of thing. I don't want her to think she has to go this far in order for me to love her. I already loved her. We all did. But whenever I try to let her know whether we can ease up, it just makes things worse. And now she won't even talk to me. I think she hates me.
I'm sure she doesn't hate you.
Yeah, well, if she does, I probably deserve it.
Well, it probably won't help if we keep them waiting. Let's get the rest of these berries.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Jonas. You need to put that on Twitter and tag Ponet.
Victory Witch.
Or is there a hashtag they've been using? I've been seeing them retweeting a bunch of fan art and stuff.
Don't ask me, I just work here.
Irian, who's Coddlewag? I don't know that name.
Cobblewag? That name sounds familiar, but I can't place it.
Did I tag Xenia as a spoiler?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, because it's literally part of the thing that you don't know what she looks like.
Okay. Is everyone okay? Well, hey, look at this.
You're a pain, dear.
Took a look at Jody's design, and I just thought, okay, she's always quiet. She's always quiet and calm, even when she's saying things like, "I'm gonna kick your ass."
Yeah, I can appreciate that interpretation of Jody.
Like, she's the kind of person where if she actually gets loud, you need to run.
What wisdom, Jody?
Yeah, this is the one thing I had trouble with in this area, and also the last one, is that there's two different one cell wide ways you have to go that are not visually obvious. And it's a bit irksome.
I'm just thankful that, like, you know, most of the flaws with this game are actually pretty minor like that, though.
Mm-hmm. It's just one of those things where it's like, if I were playing this in playtesting, I'd be like, add some planks in the snow or like a little walkway or something here to make it obvious. You sure you're not cold?
A real knight has to be ready to deal with extreme conditions like this.
Oh, please. Who do you think you are, Province? You're gonna freeze your butt off. And Faith's not gonna be happy if we bring her back an assless Jody.
Yeah, well, she's already not happy.
Huh? I thought you and Faith were still okay.
Forget it. I don't need your ribbing right now.
Whoa, no, come on. You know I can turn off the sass. What's up?
I'll be fine. My problems are mine to deal with. Right now, I need to be a rock for the team.
Okay, whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Unhealthy coping mechanisms. Unhealthy coping mechanisms.
Same thing.
Ignore the problem, it'll go away on its own.
Objective part of America. Sorry, I was just thinking of that. The tune.
Oh boy. More mechanic.
I like this, but it is surprisingly easier than you might think.
Okay, there, I tweeted Zinnia. And I tagged the official account.
Hell yeah.
I realized after the fact that I drew her holding the tea kettle in a very weird way, but whatever, it's a dragon thing.
I was gonna say, like, what's the natural way for a dragon to hold a tea kettle that it is in the process of lighting up?
I would assume that she like hangs on her horns and just lets her ambient heat heat it up.
That's also a cute mental image.
You're a cute mental image.
Hey, damn right I am.
We're gonna be like you two, the way that everyone is with Allison and Melody. We're just like, why didn't you guys start dating like years ago?
Yeah. It's because of the curse.
Yeah. Stoker wants to drink my blood.
You don't need all your blood.
He doesn't want to be my body. No.
You have a lot of blood, Jonas. What are you going to do with all of that blood?
Oxygenate myself?
Might as well spare some for me.
A vending machine? All the way out here?
I stopped questioning stuff like this 2 dungeons ago. It's probably magic or something. A wizard did it.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Out here?
It's more likely than you think.
In this economy?
Ice cold water in this.
Hell yeah, pour it directly on your face.
Surprisingly, with the flinglings around, not the worst item to have.
Linglings?
Yeah, you know, the flimble flambles. The hoojadukins.
Fox just says you don't want Jonas's blood. It's mostly coffee anyway.
You do have a point.
If a vampire like takes a bite of somebody who's very caffeinated, does he get a buzz? How does that work?
We drank the blood of some people, but the people who had drugs. Now I'm a wizard. I think that answers your question.
Nice.
Yes, that's it. That's canon.
Allison, what does being a part of this guild mean to you?
Huh?
Like, for me, I became a knight because I wanted to protect people. To keep the people I love from getting hurt. I thought that joining the Paladin Brigade would have caused problems, since Faith would be my boss. So instead I started this guild with Claire. But obviously it wasn't that simple. Maybe hearing your thoughts on all this will help put things in perspective for me. What motivates you?
I don't know. I guess I wanted to follow in my mom's footsteps. I always have. She's been my role model ever since I was a little kid. I grew up wanting to be a hero like her. That's easier than said than done. I'm no hero.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that.
It's okay. I mean, I'm also kind of in it for the money. I didn't want to be stuck in poverty with a dead-end minimum wage woodcutting job my whole life. And I want more than that. Turns out adventuring's expensive, though. We have to spend so much of what we make on equipment just to keep up.
You're telling me.
But that's not a satisfying answer to your question. That's not a cool creed to live by. I just have bills to pay.
It's a grounded answer, though.
Either way, if we somehow make it to next week, then I guess I've still got a lot to figure out about myself. You can exit out the bottom there.
That's done.
Yeah, it leads to a one-way door that you saw earlier. Yeah, it's just for show.
Yeah, I went back and forth on this one a couple of times to make sure.
I was like, okay, which way do I start from? Where I can only go in from one place, so where that is. And I kept looking, and I'm just like, wait, all of them get stopped except for the middle. Oh, this is a jape, isn't it? And then I went through.
Yep, it was a jape.
A jolly jape.
There we go. That should be enough.
Okay, let's head back.
Was that a shiver just now?
Okay, fine. Maybe I'm cold.
Come on. Let's make a fire to warm you up before we make the trek back to Zinnia's.
A short time, right?
Yeah, I thought your fur was that strong.
Oh boy. I just saw this scene yesterday. I'm still reeling from it. Hey, Jody. From your point of view, why did you and I break up?
Whoa.
Dun, dun, dun!
Where's this coming from all of a sudden?
I've just been thinking about it a lot today. We broke up, and no hard feelings there, obviously. But now Melody's mad at me too. I'm just wondering, is history repeating itself? Am I making the same mistakes all over again? Am I just an idiot who's miserable to date?
Well, we were just teens being teens. We thought we knew everything even though we were barely out of high school, and we were scared of being alone forever. I figured that, hey, we get along great as internet friends. We're both lesbians. We seem compatible. If we're in the same town now, why not give it a shot? And then, after a couple of months of up and downs, we realized that we knew how to push each other's buttons in all the wrong ways. We weren't giving each other what we needed in a relationship, and so we went back to being friends. I don't know. I don't hold anything against you. It just wasn't right for us. But I wouldn't say what happened between us is comparable to you and Melody.
How do you figure?
Well, when we started dating, we didn't really know each other all that well. But you and Melody knew each other better than anyone. And you were both totally in love for years before you even realized it. Tell me, what does Melody mean to you?
She means the world to me. She's always been there for me. I've tried my hardest to be there for her. And around her, I feel safe. I don't have to impress her. I could just be me, and she understands me. I hope the feeling is mutual.
What you two have is really special. That isn't going to disappear just because of an argument or two. I mean, look at me and Faith. We still have our disagreements.
Really? I've never seen you two fight.
Oh, totally. We love each other, of course, but our lives aren't always completely compatible. I didn't become a knight for Faith, but I kind of figured I would be working with her more. It didn't work out like that. She's got her responsibilities, I've got mine. We can't always find the time for each other. Sometimes that really stings. And sometimes Faith has a lot on her plate, and I want her just to be there to help, but that's just not what she needs. So we've learned to compromise and to be clear about our needs. To know when we need to be there for each other and when we need our space. Of course, I don't think my actions this week are really helping things.
Oh, come on. You've done nothing but save our butts left and right.
Yeah, and I also led everyone into a trap because I ran off to play hero in the desert, which left Greenridge wide open. And really, everything that's happened is kind of my fault. I was supposed to keep Claire from getting into trouble, and I've clearly failed to do that. There's no shortage of stupid things I've done lately that have just caused my girlfriend needless stress. I know she's frustrated, even if she's good at hiding it. I thought I could be there for Faith, and help Claire get the guild going, and support you and Melody, and make everyone happy all at once. It turns out that's not as easy as I thought it would be. I feel like I've gotten off a little off track here.
It's fine. It's not like Melody and I are the only ones having a rough week.
The point is, relationships take work. That's just normal. I'll have to find some way to make it up to Faith and do better in the future. Because we love each other. It's the same with you two. This week has been a lot for all of us. I know it's hard, but if Melody wants some space right now, then maybe that's just what she needs. You've got to give her some time and be there for her when she's ready.
Thank you, Jody. That helps a lot. Come on, let's head back to... Oh, what now?
It sounded like that came from our north. Let's investigate. I think that was the most Jody said in any point in the game.
Paul?
There you are!
Oh, what's going on with your eyes? Are you okay?
I'm better than okay. I'm ready for round 2. Come on, enough of this. We already beat you once. Keep telling yourselves that. My job was just to buy time for Verina's summoning, and I did exactly that. The only reason Verina let you go is because she wants to test you. And now I'm here for your pop quiz.
Seriously, what is your problem, Paula? Why the hell are you so obsessed with me all of a sudden?
You want to know why? You really want to know? It's because you're a cheater. I know the truth about you and Amaranth. You two cheated your way into becoming adventurous by stealing Verina's magic. I've done this the whole time.
Paula?
People like you sicken me. You're no heroes. You're scum. You just think you can use magic to get whatever you want. Well, guess what? Who could play at that game? I proved my worth in the assault on Greenridge, and now Verina's granted me more power. And unlike you, I was chosen directly by the goddess of magic herself to inherit this power.
Paula, do you have any idea how dangerous that is?
Dangerous for you, maybe.
No, seriously, cut the crap. You need to get to a medical help right now, or else you might...
You can't run from this, Goleta. If you can't face me like this, then you don't stand a chance against Verina. Now give me everything you've got.
Rematch.
Well, now she's like EX or whatever.
Ruby and Valkyria, there's no. Don't really know that. But fine when they have rematches like this, there's usually a third rematch. Usually.
Yeah, so I was playing Slow RPG the other day, and I hit that scene with Allison and Jody, and I literally took a screen cap and sent it to Stoker, and I'm just like, oh! In response to the, why did you and I break up line? At like 4 a.m.
And the best part is, I was awake to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing where I read it, and I'm just like, oh! This changes everything. Which I guess that then begs the question, why did Jody move to Green Ridge? Because it was like, they happened to live in the same town, and then they started dating. And then later, Claire followed Jody to Green Ridge.
I think of a pun. I got nothing.
I figured that Claire moved to Green Ridge because she wanted to be a paladin, and that's where, you know, the paladin brigade
Claire?
is.
You mean the witch?
I meant to say Jody. I meant to say Jody.
Jody. Okay, I
And
see.
Claire
Yeah, the paladin
moved.
brigade.
Claire moved because she needed to get away from her family, and she had her old childhood friend there who could offer her a place to stay.
Mm-hmm. Jody just looks
That's
older
how
than the
I
rest of the team. She might be.
She's the mom.
I think their ages are listed in like the menu profile thingy.
He basically wants to be the big sister to him.
Melody is 22, Allison's 22, Claire is 21, Jody is 23. So she's a year older.
All right. Is that all you... Paula?
I knew that much magic was too much for her to handle. Come on, we can't just let her freeze to death. Let's drag her back to Zinnia's.
Paula?
Whoa! What happened here?
Is she...
She's suffering from mana poisoning. Zinnia's voice is so inconsistent, I don't know what to do. It's a common side effect of being infused with too much mana too quickly. A minor case wouldn't be much worse than a hangover, but Paula's so overloaded she's lucky to be alive. She's a total pain in the ass, but Paula doesn't need to die over this. Can't we do anything?
Zinnia, would draining some of her mana work? I know a spell for that.
Yes, that would do the trick. Come here, I'll guide you through it.
Oh, he's a vampire now.
Where am I?
Don't try any funny business.
Oh, great. I'm in hell.
You're welcome for saving your life just now.
Wait, something's missing. Where's my magic? What did you do to me?
You're recovering from a life-threatening case of mana poisoning. You're lucky Melody was here to help drain your excess mana.
Ugh, gross. Don't assume that I owe you or anything. I'd rather kick the bucket than get help from a magic thief like you.
Magic thief?
Yeah, that's right. I know your little secret about how you got your powers. I've known this whole time. Overheard you two blabbing about it on the hiking trail a few days ago. And boy, did it piss me off.
Don't we put that toxic mana back into you and let you fend for yourself?
Wow, look who grew a spine. Paula, why are you like this? Why do you care so much about how Melody and Allison got their magic? How does that affect you?
And don't just say you wouldn't understand.
I've always hated magic users like you. You're everything that's wrong with the world. Growing up, I was told that I had a gift. I was strong. I was smart. I could achieve anything I set my mind to. I was destined for greatness. But natural talent doesn't mean squat when the world's full of weaklings and lowlifes using magic to get whatever they want. You get all the glory, while honest, hardworking folk like me are stuck with dead-end jobs. We get the scraps. When I heard Goleta was cheating her way out of that life while I was still stuck on the bottom rung of society, I had every right to be furious.
You know, Paula, I actually considered inviting you to our guild. You're a good fighter. We could use someone with your skills.
As if I'd accept a handout from losers like you.
Let's see, there's the problem. Your personality.
You sure seem fine with taking handouts when it's from Javis and Verena. That's different. Javis told me Verena wanted to take her magic back, and that with my strength, I can make it happen. They recognized me for my natural talent and rewarded me for it. I don't like having to use magic for this job, but it's for the greater good. The natural order will be set right when magic's gone.
You know what? I actually kind of understand where you're coming from, Paula.
Don't patronize me.
No, I mean it. I think I finally get you. I know what it's like to feel like you're going nowhere in life. To be stuck working yourself to death in a dead-end job for a boss who doesn't respect you and refuses to pay you more than he's legally obligated to. To feel like there's so much out there in the world that you'll never get to experience any of it because your fate was decided at birth. It sucks. Nobody deserves that. That's why I'm doing my damnedest to get myself out of that life any way I can with the support of my friends. But you don't actually care about that struggle. You don't think that nobody should be treated like that. You just think the world owes you in particular. You want to live in some fairy tale meritocracy land where you're handed the world on a silver platter for your talent while riff-raff like me stay at the bottom. Well, guess what? That ain't happening. I don't care if you think my magic makes me a cheater. Life doesn't need to be a competition, and I'm not weak for relying on others. And I'm not gonna stop fighting for a better life for myself, for Melody, for all of us. If you have a problem with that, that's on you, Paula.
Wow. You rehearsed that one ahead of time, Goleta? Very moving. Still hate you, but, you know, A for effort. Well, it's been fun, but I have better places to be. Losers.
We should have checked her pockets before we woke her up.
Nah, let her run. I'm not afraid of her.
Pretty impressive little speech you gave back there.
Thanks. Paula just really got under my skin.
All that?
I did. I meant every word. I don't care what they think of me. I'm just not gonna sit around and let those jerks hurt the people I care about. Especially not you. Hey, wait. Is this me for talking again?
Still frustrated. Not specifically with everything.
You have every right to be frustrated at me, though. I'm sorry for saying what I said back on the beach.
No, I'm sorry for freaking out at you about your concern. That wasn't right of me. This week has just been a lot. I don't know. I think I can really articulate myself very well. I do think I'm seeing things a little clearer now. Talking to Claire and I had to say, giving my girlfriend the cold shoulder probably isn't good right now. Just work out the rest later, okay?
Okay. If you still need some emotional space, I understand. But when you feel like talking about it, I'm all ears.
Thank you, Al.
I mean, literally, because I'm a...
Oh, come on. Oh, come here, you big dummy.
Oh, look at her little tail wag! Sorry.
I love you, Al.
I love you too, Melody.
Now, we've got a mission to focus.
I'm right there with you, Mel, but we still don't have a game plan.
Yeah, about that. Claire and I actually have an idea we'd like to propose. Elsewhere.
Shoot, 1 second.
Oh, dang. GC's actually needed.
Find yourself falling. What you want?
There we go.
Yes, it's you.
Welcome back.
Stardust. What is it with the multiverse and Stardust anyway? Why is there so much of it? I always thought you'd be so sick of seeing face in person. For a moment, you miss home. But you know there's no use looking back. You have to keep pushing forward.
This goes on for a while if you don't feel like doing the voice.
I actually get to talk like this. Wherever you brought yourself, this one seems to be another dad. With a few hand gestures, you're suddenly somewhere else. Anywhere else. He's up to a few other planes, finding no signs of life. At this point, you'd be happy to see any solid ground at all. Anything but stardust and darkness. You'd even take it an asteroid. You begin to fantasize for a moment about terraforming an asteroid and making yourself a cute little home on it. It'd be lonely, but anything would be less. Right as you're about to lose your last shred of hope, you zip to a new location and the sun for the first time in what feels like ages. You're on an island. Sounds of the sea and the cool breeze on your face remind you of simpler times and your nerves. You collapse with a contented sigh and relax for a moment, spread out on the grass. You instinctively breathe in the fresh air, even though your body no longer needs to breathe. Much of the island appears to be covered in forest, with several mauve mountains towering in the distance. The sky and sea are deep blue, and fluffy clouds are bright white. Higher in the sky, you faintly see that the planet you're on has two moons, one larger than the other. Yes, this one will do. Not wanting to be an intruder, you wonder if there are any locals you can introduce yourself. Perhaps someone to tell you more about this unfamiliar world. After blinking around the island for a bit, you eventually come upon a large, scaly creature, the likes of which you've never seen in real life. The creature is startled by your sudden appearance and drops an armful of firewood to the ground. Oh, I'm so sorry, you say. I didn't mean to scare you. It occurs to you for a moment that you should probably be the one who's more startled in this situation. In an effort to be nice, you don't point this out. I'm a bit lost and wanted to ask you a few questions. Is that okay? Sure, I suppose, the creature replies timidly. For starters, can you tell me what planet I'm on? You're kidding, right? You maintain a straight face. Wow, you really aren't kidding. What's your story? Are you an alien or something? Something like that. Wow, I've never met an alien before. We call this planet Reverie. You ponder this for a moment. Reverie, huh? That's a new one. It has a nice ring to it, though. What's your name? The scaly creature asks. My name's Zinnia. Nice to meet you, Zinnia. I'm... You see, that's you.
Jonas, this is you as Paula.
Oh. Paula?
Verena. Hey, Verena. You in there, lady? Hey, there you are.
Sorry, I must have dozed off.
I never figured a goddess would need so much sleep.
Well, my body was specifically modified to handle more magic than you can fathom. It can be tiring. Plus, when you're 1,034 years old, you start to realize how few things are worth being awake for. What happened to you?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Don't make this difficult, Paula.
Galita kicked my ass, okay? And then a girlfriend took away the magic you gave me.
Galita?
Allison Galita. The rabbit.
Ah, yes. She's that strong, huh? I suppose this is going to be interesting after all.
It was just a fluke. I relied too heavily on your magic and burnt myself out. There's no way Galita's stronger than me.
You though. You lost to the enemy, and yet now you're here. They didn't capture you, hold you prisoner, torture torture you for information? Anything like that?
Nah, they're too chicken. They actually hailed me and let me get away. Can you believe that?
How strange.
Look, I know this wasn't part of the plan, but if you give me another shot, I know I can beat her.
Be necessary. Besides, I've already powered you up once again against my better judgment, and it looks like your body disliked that. Which I guess is why they drained your mana, correct? Doing it again so soon could kill you.
This won't, affect my standing in the New World Order or whatever, will it?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, you're asking me? Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely.
No.
You're being demoted to court jester. Kidding. Oh my god, lighten up, Paula. Go get some rest before the big show. Now, where's Jarvis?
Still building the actual palace.
You go check on him. Jarvis?
And now you get to walk around as Verena. And yes, you
Wow.
can take a look at her stats in the menu if you want to see.
It's like playing Sephiroth.
Level 99. Pressing escape doesn't.
Check out her spells and equipment.
You can't press escape or X to over the menu.
Oh, I guess you can't. I guess you just see her levels. I believe Jonas was
Oh, is
the
that me?
pepper jelly.
My queen, look. I've just put the finishing touches on the statue of you.
Oh my, how marvelous! You really captured my likeness there, like I'm looking into a mirror.
Thank you so much, my queen. The locals were very disparaging of my art, so your words of encouragement mean a lot to me. If you really love it that much, I think I'll start on a second one right away.
You like, but don't tire yourself out now.
So it is 12:10, and there's a save point here. So
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
Actually-
this may as well be a decent spot to leave it off. I remember I was just like, oh, okay, so I'm just playing as the goddess of magic now. All right.
How do I exit the game if I can't go?
Alt F4.
Sure, why not? That doesn't work.
What do you mean doesn't work?
Alter 4 doesn't
Alt
work?
F4, that does.
what?
Oh, man.
It only
Alright, I
works
guess we gotta
if
get
the
to
program is
Age are we living in
made
where Alt
to
F4 doesn't
work.
shut things down?
I guess we're just stuck here
Yeah.
for
Yeah, we'll just
forever.
never finishing the stream, and so we're always just gonna stay here all night.
Wait, how did you open it just then?
I press Q, that goes to the quest log.
Well, okay. There should be a...
Weird.
Let me just try everything.
Oh, yeah.
Are you in full screen mode right now?
Yes.
If you press F5 and make it a little bit smaller, you should be able to
There you go.
access Steam and quit it from there.
You got it there. Just hit the X.
Okay.
Alrighty, well. What
Yep.
will happen next time? What new revelations are there ahead?
What revelations on Reverie are there for us to revere?
Revelations.
Raggy?
Riverita.
All right, we should probably stop.
Never. I will never stop.
Very
Can't
well.
make us stop. Anyway.
Hey,
we're stopping.
Jonas.
Hmm?
How come you and I stopped dating?
Gas.
Awkward. All right.
All right. Thank you all for coming. We will probably be back here same time tonight. Or tomorrow night.
Have a
It
Super
is-
Lesbian
We're
it
here
Animal
the
is
same time
tonight.
It is tonight. We are
It is the night.
resuming for another 2
Have a
hours.
lovely night.
Cool. I got coffee.
Everyone put it on your clock 22 hours or 21 and a half hours. Go.
Yeah.
No, we're going to bed. Have a good night,
Okay.
everybody.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night night.